What I regret about college? I regret that I didn't look for, or for lack of better words, I didn't find friends that I valued and valued me until more than 2 years into college. And I feel like I ended up spending my first 2 years without pretty much any friends and just being alone. Which I'm glad now that I found a community, but I'm not even sure if I can call it a regret because I wasn't able to find it even if though I tried. But I mean, I would wish that I had people who did value me for the first half of my college career.
Okay, so my freshman year, as a first year, someone told me to try out for Groove Nation, and because I thought she was really cool and nice, and I wanted to be her friend more, I tried out. And then it was to like Miguel's song Adore or Sure Thing, and it was really slow, and I was really bad. And there's also this freestyle section where I just kind of stood there, and so I didn't make it. But you know, senior year is round 2, so I'm gonna try it again.
So what is your biggest regret in college?
My biggest regret is that I didn't, oh, I really have no regrets. Hashtag no regrets.
Fuck, I don't know. Wait, I'm the wrong person to ask. I don't know. What did I do? Like, what do you mean? What's the question? My biggest regret is being coerced into taking combinatorics as a first year, like my first semester of college. And I guess my biggest regret is like, oh, so I was preparing for like a concerto competition my entire first year and it stressed me out like way too much. Okay, so I guess like my first year of college, I was trying to like get ahead kind of. And so I took like this math class that I didn't really, like I should have just taken linear algebra again to be in like the math community. And then like with saxophone, I just felt like high school was dragging on because they were like making me still like play and practice and memorize this concerto when I was like, I just want to like move on to other things and like be in college like with everyone, you know. But I felt like I was being held back. And then I was also like trying to get ahead by like taking a math class that was like for sophomores, mostly. I don't know, just stuff like that. I should have just been like comfortable where I was. And then I also was like trying too hard not to be Asian, which is bad. But I mean, everything happened for a reason, so here I am. I'm a head mentor for AMP and it's all worked out. Stop. Ah!
My biggest regret is when I was a first year, I kind of stuck to my sponsor group too much and I was kind of scared to ask people for meals. So all of first semester, I basically just ate with like 4 or 5 of the same people. And I didn't really branch out until second semester. And I think if I started earlier and I met more people who lived in my hall or like asked more people for meals earlier, then I would have like maybe established more friendships or like deeper connections with people later on. So yeah, get meals with people and don't be afraid to ask.
Okay, so one of my regrets that I have about college in regards to like my academic career is that I like kind of spread myself thin, I feel like, in like different departments. And like, cause the bio department, I didn't really get to know anyone and I didn't really know any professors or faculty. And then so I decided to like switch over to religious studies. But then I didn't take any religious studies classes at Pomona. And so like no one knows me like anywhere. And like I never feel like, so like I always regret it because I look at Sabrina in the physics department and how like everyone loves her and everyone knows her and like the community is like so tight knit and all the professors and students love each other.
That's really hard.
Yeah, and like I feel like I never had that throughout college. And so like I recommend like, you know, trying to really get to know like the professors and the students in your major, like even if you don't really like them, and like trying to form some sort of community. Okay, and then like, so going off of kind of like being adventurous with your academics, it's like don't be afraid to like change what you're studying, because like I started off biology and like I was a biology major for 3 years, and then like finally junior year I decided to like switch to religious studies. And it's like I kind of have like, I don't necessarily have regrets about switching because I think it's a really cool thing. I just kind of regret switching late. But anyways, it's like I think you should be like you're here and like to kind of broaden like what you're studying and learning about. And so like come in and don't feel like you have to be 100% set on what you want to do.
Okay, I'm gonna start with don't try to be white, because I look white and I tried to be white and it still didn't work. So don't try to be white.
I agree. I say don't try to be friends with people you think you should be making friends with. Like, just because they're near you or around you doesn't mean that you have to be friends with them. Yeah.
Oh, I have another surprising thing. Sorry.
Especially because Pomona is largely white, so you think, wow, I'm gonna make so many white friends. And that might be true, but that might also not be true.
Yeah.
And you don't have to. Like, just like, look for other people. Because there's like definitely more people than like meets the eye at Pomona.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I talked to a lot of first years, and a lot of them are really, obviously, like, it's hard to like come to a new place, and like there's so many people, and it's like hard to figure out who like you want to be hanging out with. But like the people for you are out there, so keep looking, I promise.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The same applies for looking for bays. You don't want to lower your standards. But I would say still be like adventurous, and if you see someone you think you might like get to know them, and like don't be afraid to like talk to them or ask them for a meal. And if it like backfires, then like that's not your fault. It might be, but like it's okay. You can learn from your mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like talk to your friends about things and like get advice and help and
Find someone to talk to.
find someone to talk to.
Yeah. Who like you feel comfortable around. And about school, I regret choosing a biology major. And I think the reason that I chose it is because I like was so set on this idea that I was going to be a scientist when I like entered college. So like me not fulfilling that accomplishment was kind of like me like failing in some way, or like not like fulfilling myself. But I didn't really understand that I could like that like other like disciplines and other really, really amazing professors were out there. So yeah, I wish I had like asked tons and tons of people who the good professors are, and take those classes as soon as you can. Like a lot of them teach intro courses. And then also like I wanted to connect like what we were talking about in terms of like don't hang out with just white people to your academics, because I just want to affirm that like your identity can be part of your education. And like for me, discovering that was like a really beautiful like and like very revolutionary thing. So like believe that you can see yourself in academia and you are part of it.